one less mouth to feed. That's what my mother said when I asked her one day. I said, you were 26 years old. You had 2 small children. You were waiting tables, making tips for rent. You were living in Section 8 housing, and you had just separated from my dad. What was that like? Her answer was one less mouth to feed. My dad had 4 really strong talents. He was a good man, but had some talents. The first one was he was really good at shooting pool. The second one was he was really good at drinking cheap beer. The third one was he was really good at making empty promises. And the fourth one was he was really good at putting roofs on the top of the houses. So when my parents got divorced when I was 6 years old, he moved from our very rainy home in Oregon to sunny Southern California. For the next 11 years, we would visit my dad just once a year. And it seemed like we always went to Disneyland. So I started to think of him as my Disneyland dad. Time went by, 1986 came. I was 17, I was getting ready to graduate from high school. So I pitched an idea to my dad. I said, look, we don't know each other very well, but how about if I come and live with you? It'll be like the good old days, except for not, because we didn't have any. And I still can't believe that he said yes. My mother pitched a fit, of course, because he was good for nothing in her books, but I packed 2 bags. These were the days when airlines did not charge you for your baggage. I put everything I had in my 2 bags, and I flew to sunny Southern California. I didn't even take makeup, because I was going to be tan all the time and happy like everyone in Hollywood. I moved in with my dad in his 1-bedroom apartment. It was hot. It was July. My room was the couch, because we only had 1 bedroom. You see, a 2-bedroom apartment took money and time, and both of those were in short supply. So my room was the couch. Like I said, it was a hot July night, and we sat there watching something on television, probably NBC. We had about 6 channels back then. Doors wide open, because it's hot, and air conditioning is expensive. My dad's in his lazy boy, I'm on the couch. A woman walks in the door and says, "Hey, Mike." My dad, all 6 feet, 7 inches of him, jumped out of the lazy boy. I'd never seen him move that fast before in his life. He pushed her out of the door. He slammed the door, yelling, "Wrong apartment." And I thought, this is strange. So I said to my dad, "Dad, who was that woman?" He said, I don't know. She had the wrong apartment. I sat there, and I don't know him very well, right? So I said, "But she knew your name." He looked down and looked around, and he said, "Oh, hell. It's a hooker. She comes every Friday night. I forgot to cancel her when you moved in." Over the next couple of years, we had really fun experiences like this. Fast forward about 5 years ago, my dad was still fairly young. He was still in his mid-60s, but he was in the end stages of life. And when people are in the end stages of their life, they tend to have these really amazing, profound conversations. They're wondering, did I go down the right road? Did I say the right thing? Did I do the right thing? So we're having one of those conversations about those moments in life. And he said, "Do you remember when that hooker showed up?" "Yeah, I remember that, Dad." "What about when I got arrested 3 weeks later and you had to go find a place to live all by yourself and visit me in jail?" "Yeah, I remember that one too, Dad." "What about when I wouldn't pay the electricity bill and we would just lie to everyone else and say that the electricity was out, the power was out?" "Yeah, Dad, I remember that too." He said, "I'm surprised your mother didn't come after me with a pitchfork." I said, "Yeah, me too." He said, "I was kind of a horrible dad, wasn't I?" And I said, And these are these moments. If you haven't had one yet, you will. Someone close to you will be dying. And they're going to ask you this question of, like, was I enough? Did I do enough? Was I good enough? And you will not have a do-over. You will have this one shot to get it right. I took a deep breath. He asked me again, "I was a horrible dad, wasn't I?" I said, "Yes, you were." That was funny. You guys are supposed to laugh. So, he died after that about 5 months later. And I look back to that time with my dad, those 2 years, and I realized I learned 3 really important things with my dad. One is the economy of self. Know who you are. My dad did not want to be married. He did not want to cohabitate. He didn't even want a girlfriend. He just wanted a $25 hooker. The second thing he taught me was that grown-ups, parents, they're people too. They have needs, they make mistakes. So if any of you in the audience have children and you're worrying about what you said or what you didn't say or what you didn't buy, it's going to be okay. The third thing that I really remember from that hot, steamy night in July, the one thing I'll always remember long after he's gone is, shut the front door. Just use the air conditioning. Thank you.